Gardening and having an interest in gardening isn't only for homeowners in the UK who have their own gardens. People in flats and apartments do their gardening in a small space, perhaps on a terrace or their balcony. Having that small space is part of the challenge, and it's really surprising to see what people can grow on a balcony. Certainly tomatoes in the summer and fresh herbs of all kinds are possible in the space that many people have. Another thing in the UK that's very popular, we have something called allotments. That's allotment, and this is an area of land which is fenced off and divided up into a number of plots or sections. Members of the public can rent that piece of land to grow fruit, vegetables, flowers, herbs, whatever they like on there. You can even put a garden shed or a greenhouse up on most allotments. And as long as you pay your rent, you can keep them year after year. So if you don't have a garden, you can still be a gardener, just on your allotment. In some ways, allotments are often better than the average garden that comes with a house in the UK. UK gardens can be quite small and often have trees around them. Not much good for growing vegetables which need full sun. Most allotment plots are in full sun, so this gives people the type of growing space that they need. Things that I'm changing in my garden? Well, in the ground I'm planting fewer annuals. An annual, ANNUAL, that's a plant that only lasts one season, 1 year. I used to plant these out so that I had lots of flowers. But what I'm doing increasingly is paying attention to what plants do well in my garden and survive the winter and come up year after year without me needing to do anything. I've got a lot of shrubs, that's SHRUBS, which means bushes, with different coloured leaves, grey, lime green or red. They look nice and need little maintenance or watering. And I also have certain plants that do well flowering. My roses are good, for example. Very little, even dry weather, seems able to kill them, and they survive the winter well. The same for my perennial geraniums, GERANIUM. That is the name we use also for the flowers that you see in pots in the Mediterranean. In southern France and other places, I have those too. Their proper name is pelargoniums. What I mean here by geraniums is the ones that stay outside through the winter cold and come up every year. And some of them flower for at least 5 months of the year. These plants are good value and they don't die in the winter like many things did last year. So as much as it's hot and dry in summer now, it seems that it was a cold and wet winter in the UK last year and I lost lots of plants. I've decided not to replace them, or at least not to replace what plants died with the same type again. Lots of my flowering sages or salvias died, and my penstemons. If they made it, they're allowed to survive and I've left them to grow. But I'm not replacing those that died. I'll instead replace them gradually with things that I know make it through the winter, and things which last for many years and still flower a lot. I think that another trend, which you can see on programmes like Gardener's World and at the Chelsea Flower Show and Hampton Court Flower Show, gardens are starting to look much more natural in appearance. Long gone are the neat, clipped edges of lawns and beds full of roses, sprayed for greenfly. And also gone are those bedding schemes, where annual plants of different colours are arranged in patterns and then dug out again at the end of the season. That's now seen as wasteful